All right.
Putting my phone down.
Put it down, darling.
I want to be free.
Yes.
When you put your phone down for like a couple hours and you leave it alone and you feel so good.
Yes, you're a free woman.
I'm a free woman until I have to pick it back up again for Email My Heart, but this is not that section.
It is not that section. It's the beginning. It's the opener. It's the intro.
Exactly. And this is the part where we have to be really focused for the no news stories that are coming up this episode.
Don't spoil it. Yes, we have no news stories, but I don't want them to know so soon.
It's fine.
We'll turn off the podcast.
It's fine. I told him there's no news to talk about, so we'll vamp. We'll just vamp. We'll vamp for half an hour and it'll be great.
It'll be great.
Yes.
People like vamping, right?
Everyone loves vamping. I'm a musical theater major. I have vamping in my bones.
Is The Lady is a Vamp a Spice Girls song?
Yes, it is.
All right.
And then there's also the show The Vamp starring Carol Channing.
Really?
A fun little it wasn't like a real musical. It was more like a what do you call it? Like a variety type thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love that for her.
It's a classic.
Thanks, Carol.
Thank you, Carol. The Lady is a Vamp.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Two Gay Mats podcast. It's Matt Palmer.
And it's Matt Steele.
And we're back again another week, our last week together before I head home for the holidays because I'm leaving pretty early, but it's time.
It's time.
It's time. I'm telling you, I feel overworked. I feel stressed.
Overworked? You work at home.
I still have a lot of work to do. And then this weekend I had a lot of, stuff. I have to edit that Two Gay Mats thing we recorded.
What thing we recorded?
The Judy podcast.
Oh, the listening party.
Yes, the listening party's coming up. Don't expect it soon, but it's coming up. And then I had some music stuff to do. I'm exhausted.
Okay, that's why you're in your onesie. Your very festive, colorful onesie.
Thank you so much. It is new. I got it on the internet where you get everything. It was on sale, and so I was like, I can't pass up a sale.
Of course you can. If you're just listening, Matt Palmer's wearing a very patterned onesie with very neon, like a little thing for your zipper.
It's true. I think it's honestly for we're outside and we're going to be sleeping in a tent. But of course I won't be doing that. But I will have the onesie for it.
It's like a glow in the dark type thing.
Exactly. So maybe it makes bears avoid you. I don't know.
I don't think that's how bears work.
I'm pretty sure I know how bears work. Thank you.
Sure.
So Matt Steele.
Yes.
How are you? How was your week?
I'm so fucking tired. I have been having 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. days on set with this exercise thing. I am exhausted.
Did you catch up on any sleep this weekend?
Today, Saturday into Sunday, I had my first day of sleep that was over 5 hours.
Oh, that's not okay, man.
Yeah, I got about 8. Yeah, so I'm exhausted. Luckily, it ends Friday, so we're good.
It does. I feel like it was going back and forth on when this ended.
It was. They thought originally it would go through January, and so I thought it would be a month thing. After the first couple days, I was like, I can't do this through January. And then they told me they were it ends, the 17th. So I was like, okay,
you can do that.
But the people I work with are lovely. It's very fun. It's it's just me watching a bunch of people work out. And different.
I heard a rumor they're working on English now.
Yes, we are now on to, originally we were on to the German section and now we're on to the American section and next we do Japan.
Okay.
So at least I can understand the exercises as they're happening in front of me now.
Are the trainers good looking?
Oh, yes, of course they are.
Perks. We love perks.
We love perks, but I'm so exhausted. My eyes are half closed. I can't look at them.
Well, you're really turning it up for the camera and, because when the camera was off, darling, you could feel the tire.
Thank you. Yes, I know how to turn it up when that record button gets hit.
Good for you.
But yeah, and I actually tried some of the exercises that they do in the exercise videos and I have spent the past decade exercising, but doing the same exact exercises over and over again. So I was like, let me try some of these alternating side lunges with a weight in my hand. I was like, this is so easy. Alternating side lunges. I don't need machinery for this. I did too. And I realized, I guess this happens when you get old. You do something that your body hasn't done in a while, it forgets how to do it. And you realize you will never do this again.
It's so funny because Matthew, not to give you a compliment, you're very fit for someone who does not work out at all.
Thank you. And I'm very flexible.
Yes.
I do a lot of stretching. I put my legs behind my head. I can stretch this way and that way. And, I'm complimenting that for myself.
Okay, good.
But just and I lunge and everything in exercises, but suddenly doing a side to side lunge going all the way down with just my legs bringing me back up.
Yes.
is just like, just like going in a different direction.
Were you sore the next day?
I'm sore now, girl. I am so, well, I did it Friday and I'm still just like from doing 2. Like I'm embarrassed. I'm mortified.
Don't be embarrassed. It happens. We're all on a different, journey.
But like I do squats. Like that's one of the exercises I do regularly. But for some reason, just going to the side with those muscles were just like, who are we?
Yeah. What is this? We've been dormant for 15 years now, darling.
Yes. 15, no. 10. We'll say 10.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not that weak, but
10's not better. Just so we're clear. I love that you're like, it's only been 10 years.
Only been 10. It's only been 1 decade, darling.
Yes, excuse me.
And then Saturday, I had a bunch of Christmas parties and like a going away party thing to go to. So this is December 11th was very, very busy for me.
It was the day of the year. I feel like every time that the holidays come around, there's just one Saturday that everyone wants to have a holiday party.
Yes, everyone chooses that day, and that was the one for me. And I was just like, why did this have to happen when I'm working this crazy job that I'm exhausted from? But it was wonderful seeing people. I got to see, I had to like make sure I picked the right parties to go to at the right time because the party at our friend Brian and Blythe's, they had like a white elephant type thing. And I wanted to do that because that would have been fun. And I hadn't participated in that in a while.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I haven't seen some of these people in quite a while. So like, I want to talk to them. So I shouldn't do the white elephant. I should go early to that.
That's good thinking.
So I could talk to them.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, if I show up right when the white elephant's starting, it's like, no, a game's
And there
going
were
on.
multiple children at this party. Like, this is the first time where I'm like, we're all really getting old and like kids come to parties now.
Yes.
Like, and the kids seemed to be having a great time. They were similar ages and getting along, but I was like, wow. We're really adults.
Oh, yes.
Which but then you don't know. But then at some point the kids went home and then one parent got to stay from each couple.
That's nice.
Which was nice.
That's and it's so interesting because when I went to the party in 2019, our friends Alex and Robin, she was pregnant with this child.
Yes.
And now this child was jumping on the couch.
That child held your hand at a point.
I know that child grabbed my hand, but like that, but the kid was like able to fully function to like stand up and walk. And I was like, oh my God, children age so quickly.
Yes.
Like this child should be like a newborn baby. This child is still a newborn baby in my mind. And it's like, no, this kid's active and running and
have personalities
has
and
a personality.
opinions. It's weird.
Was he talking yet?
He was talking.
Oh God, I'm so old.
I mean, it's true. It's true. But yeah, for me, the week was very work focused. It was like a lot of day job work. I did get, not to toot, I got some good day job news on Friday. After a long time at my job, I got a very kind raise. So we love a day job moment. And so then after that, I had a lot of social things to do. I was trying to do, hopefully by the time you're listening to this, I have put up a duet version of Miss You Most at Christmas Time by Mariah Carey. This was supposed to be up on Friday. I tried to upload it. It got blocked because I put the video in there, which happens to us a lot. So
yes, there's a 2 Gay Mats video that is uploaded onto the channel and was blocked. And so I'm waiting for the disputes to come through.
Yes. So I'm just changing the video. I'm putting in live performances of Mariah instead. Anyways, I was doing that. There's the Judy thing I have to edit. There were 2 Gay Mats things. And it just was like, I have other things I've been hired for as a songwriter to do. It's just been a busy lead up to the fact that I'm leaving on Wednesday. I feel like every day has been really busy with work. And even socially, like I had my friends Joe and Timmy over on Friday. That was lovely but busy. Then we had Janie over Saturday morning, went to Brian and Blythe's. And this morning we had Jackson's sister and his sister's husband over for brunch and went to some open houses. It just has been busy. And so after that, I laid down. We took a nap after having a little bit of champagne with the brunch. And it was like time to lie down. And it was lovely.
Oh, they say it's the most wonderful time of the year, like around Christmas time.
Yes.
Mid-December is the most busiest time of the year because
true.
everyone is trying to squeeze in everything before they go away for the holidays.
Yes.
And it's just pure hell. And like
chaos.
Businesses are trying to like finish doing things before people go away for the holidays. Like we're trying to like wrap this shoot before the holidays and everything. So it's really exhausting every year at this time of year. I'm just in hell, and that shouldn't be. It should be happy and festive.
Well, it's like we're earning the festivity when it comes.
I guess that's true.
Which is good.
I still have to like get my brother and his boyfriend a Christmas present, and I'm just like, what am I?
Oh, I wrapped all the Christmas presents for Jackson.
I'm exhausted. Did you wrap your present for me?
We are on, this is honestly from Single All the Way, which people have said reminds them of us, which by the way, like girls know. But we've never given each other Christmas gifts and we will continue on that trajectory and neither had they. the couple.
Wow.
Yes, I know. And then everything changed.
Oh no. Oh no. Does this mean we're like destined to end up together?
I don't think Single All the Way is like based on a true story, so I think we're good.
It's prophecy.
I don't know. I don't know. But basically, yes, it's been busy, but it's been festive. And the thing is, once I get home, I'm literally doing nothing until Jackson's going to get there 6 days after me. And so then it's like, I have to like show him around in ways that if I was just home by myself, I'd be like, I'm lying down. Like I'm moving as little as possible, eating the Thanksgiving food that will be served on Christmas Day, and just catching up on my Bravo on my iPad. Like that's my home plan. But when someone's with you and you have to show them around, it's like, oh, this is my high school. This is the parking lot where we used to hang out, which we called the P lot because we're cool. And
okay,
we're going to the Coca-Cola Museum. We are going to there's another thing we're doing. Oh, the aquarium, the Georgia Aquarium.
Okay,
and then I'm going to Chicago to be very cold and enjoy it, but be very cold.
But you're going to be cold.
I know. I'm nervous about that.
You'll be fine. Oh God,
You know what? I am thin-skinned temperature-wise.
You'll be fine. I feel like I run colder than you.
But I have no capacity for heat or cold. I have 9 degrees in which I am comfortable. It is 70 to 79, 80 too hot, 69 too cold.
Okay.
So that's what I'm hoping Chicago brings me.
Chicago is bringing you a lot of things, I'm sure. Lots of joy. It will not bring you that.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There's just one thing I need, 70 to 79.
Okay. Yeah, don't look towards Chicago for that.
I'm hopeful. Okay, so we dive into our very scant news for idiots this week.
Okay, all right.
Let's do it. Okay, first things first. Matthew, could you explain what's happening with Jeremy Strong? Apparently there was a profile that came out about him in, was it the New Yorker or something?
Oh, I don't even know.
And all I have seen is that Jessica Chastain has something to say about it. Aaron Sorkin, who doesn't have Twitter, has something to say through Jessica Chastain. So this is more of an actor thing. So please explain to me what's happening.
Okay, I did not read the piece. Because is it like one of those New Yorkers thing where you try to click on it and it's like, you have to subscribe to read this, and it's I am not.
I'm sure you can look at it for a little bit. You have a certain number of things every week.
Yeah, I mean, I've the most I've been able to see are chunks of the article of the profile and everything, and it's basically just the gist of it seems to be that Jeremy Strong was very, very into acting and still very much is. And very much looked up to these great actors and everything. And Daniel Day-Lewis. And so tried to emulate them in sort of the method actor-ness of what they were rumored to become. And which there's definitely a glamorization of the method actor type thing that goes on with these types of actors, and which puts them on a pedestal and they're idolized and everything. And I feel like that's always kind of obnoxious.
Totally.
It's guys, they're just acting. I don't know. And so I feel like a lot of people really try to emulate that. And it seems like he really tries to emulate that.
It seems like it.
Yeah. What did he do? He would write them and everything. And he talks about how on sets, for the set for the trial of the Chicago 7, he asked to be sprayed with real pepper spray or real mace or whatever they he asked to be really tear gassed or something like that. And Aaron Sorkin was no.
Good for him.
So yeah, and so people just kind of took that as sort of let's rip this guy to shreds. Let's talk about how obnoxious all of this seems, which I don't know. I don't know the guy. Everything I've seen of him, he seems nice.
And he's having a big moment on Succession. I feel if nothing else, we're all going to know his name now. I didn't know this person's name until this whole thing happened. And Jessica Chastain tweeted, I've known Jeremy Strong for 20 years and have worked with him on 2 films. He's a lovely person, very inspiring and passionate about his work. That profile that came out of him is incredibly one-sided. Don't believe everything you read, folks. Snark sells, but maybe it's time we move beyond it. And it just goes on and on, these people defending him. One of the people defending him, I believe, I don't know if it's a colleague or if he created Succession or what, but Brian Cox said something to the effect of I'm worried about him. And I'm is that a defense? I don't know that it is. I just, my thought is, do whatever you need to do to do be good at your job, which is, by the way, what this is. It's a job. And but it's also like you have to be kind and thoughtful about your coworkers. Like, are people going to be wanting to interact with you as like your method actor self all the time? Like, I'd like us to have a moment at Craft Services where we can talk about other things.
Well, I also saw something like some of his coworkers were kind of just like, I've never seen this. Like
really?
Like I've never been like affected by his method actor-ness. So if he does do a method something, it seems like he sort of keeps it to himself.
Okay.
In his trailer, he does what he needs to do. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I think maybe people were making like a kind of a big deal about it, and I'm kind of just like, does it really affect you guys? Like,
right.
I don't know.
It also seems odd to me how loud the like celebrity blowback against the article is, because I feel like so many of those profiles on actors and actresses are so completely puff pieces these days, where one is just kind of interesting or making a commentary about what he is and he doesn't come across great in it, and there's like this big uproar of like, how dare he not come across well. It's like, I mean, shouldn't that be allowed? Like, I don't know. I feel like when growing up there were always celebrity profiles where people came off like assholes, and it was like, oh well.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like sometimes people also look at the profile and they want a reason to like dislike someone, so they'll kind of be like, oh, he seems obnoxious, and it's like, well, they're asking him questions about his method, like he's gonna answer them in an actorly way, I guess, especially because he's so obsessed with acting. So I feel like there's extremes on both sides. Like I feel like people are like taking the article to an extreme to like.
Are you a both sides person?
No, my God. I feel like people really just love we see something that we can make fun of, and then we really like go with it, that we can like tease him about, and then it turns into this whole thing, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, he should be whatever.
Right.
And then of course the other side where it's just like, he's a wonderful human being. Stop making fun of him.
I know.
Which, like, I get if he's your friend, you want to defend him and everything.
It seems like he's going to be fine, right?
The moral of the story is he'll be fine. You'll be fine. Everyone involved will be fine. If he takes things too far, then someone will stop him, you know. But yeah, what did you like go through this whole process when you had your wonderful turn as the bishop in Les Miserables in junior year of high school?
I was, for that whole last month of rehearsals and the show, I just lived as a bishop.
Did you convert?
I converted as needed.
Yes.
And, it was really a beautiful time for me. So
I can tell.
What a performance.
It's a very lived in performance.
It is.
From what I've seen.
It's very charm bracelet era vocals, which I felt like
the bishop needs.
The bishop does need.
Yeah.
He's holding it back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, he's got it, but
but remember this, my brother. Yeah. And I have you ever like, well, I guess you wouldn't have because you're not an actor, but I've only been in one situation where an actor has taken it too far in front of me. And that directly affected me.
What did you do? Just like turn the other way?
I was filming a scene of something. I was doing a favor for someone who was like, will you be in this like sketch? And I was like, sure.
We love sketches.
The person in this sketch was supposed to be playing a boss of mine, and I was like their employee.
Yeah.
And we were doing the scene, and the boss was supposed to be yelling at me.
I'm nervous about where this is going.
You should be nervous.
Okay, go on.
I should have been nervous too because I should have seen it coming, and I should have ducked. So he's like going through the scene, yelling at me, and the whole joke is that he's being such an asshole to me. Well, without warning, in the middle of the scene, he slapped me across the face.
You are kidding. Like an actual slap?
An actual slap. And not like a, oh, I'm going to surprise him with this. I'm going to do it kind of lightly and everything. But the hardest slap.
Are you kidding me?
An actual full fist, like handed.
Did you slap him back?
No, I was like,
I can't have this.
And I was just like, and then the person directing yelled, cut, and was like, he just slapped you. Why don't you have a reaction?
Are you fucking kidding me?
And I was just like, this is my fucking reaction. And I was just like, I didn't know a slap was coming.
Yeah.
And he's just like, okay, well, we'll do it again. He'll slap you and like, you'll like react to it and everything. And I stupidly was just like, okay, well, at least I know
the director wasn't your friend that you were doing the favor for, was it?
No.
Okay, good.
And
who, I mean, who was involved? We'll talk about it.
And so, yeah, so that was a moment. And I was just like,
that's unacceptable.
Oh, unacceptable.
I can't believe you stayed there.
Yeah. And I know that like it's very much rumored that like Meryl Streep and Dustin Hoffman don't get along because apparently he would do things on set of Kramer versus Kramer that she very much did. Like there was one moment where that everyone is just like, it's genius, where he's like having a discussion with her at a table and he's like, she's like, I want custody of my son. And he's like, well, you can't have him and everything because she like left the family and everything.
Right.
And he like smacks a wine glass as he's leaving and it shatters against the wall. And like Meryl Streep didn't know what was going to happen and everything. And she was apparently like very mad about it. And it's like, of course she was, because like you're literally like smashing a wine glass against the wall. Like, someone could have gotten injured from that and everything.
Absolutely.
So, but that's just a rumor. Maybe like they are friends in real life. I don't know. But yeah, that was the only incident where I, as an actor, have been affected by a fellow actor's.
I can't believe that. How long ago was that? I'm sorry to keep digging into this.
This was 2012. This was like when I first moved to LA.
Wow, imagine this being one of your first things and like that's what happens.
Oh yeah, I mean I wouldn't even call it a thing. Like I wasn't like hired to do it. Like I didn't get paid for it and anything. I couldn't imagine me. I would have walked if it was me now.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I would have been like, oh no, that is unacceptable.
No, you cannot do that.
Yeah. But I imagine Jeremy Strong has never slapped someone without warning them first. Yeah.
Well, there's more odd news. I assume you're not watching the Sex and the City new and Just Like That show.
No,
I'm not.
But I've heard about this.
Oh my! The thing is, I was not a Sex and the City viewer. I've only seen like the first episode, and it's very weird because there's like a voiceover that Carrie does that apparently gets dropped from the show. I hear it's excellent. I never got into it, but I have seen at least the first movie, maybe both of them. And then I was with a friend and we watched the last 8 minutes of the first episode, in which, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched this and you don't want to know what happens, I feel like it's all over everything now that you know what happens, but I just want to say spoiler alert. So it's the craziest. The thing is, the last 8 minutes of the episode, which is where Sarah Jessica Parker's character and, Carrie and Charlotte and Miranda and the people they are with, not Big, are at a recital for Charlotte's Asian daughter who's like a pianist, where you're like, really should be playing piano, but whatever. But then they cut back to Big, who didn't go to the recital because he was going to be on his Peloton. They cut back and
wait.
Yes,
I'm not going to the recital because I will be on my Peloton.
In fairness, I did not watch the previous episode. I just watched the final 8 minutes. But that's all I know.
If someone was like, I'm not going to your thing, I'll be on my Peloton, I'll be like, how dare you?
I know someone who was hours late to a Thanksgiving meal because I was like, I had a Peloton class. Are you out of your mind?
Can't you like do it whenever you want?
Yes!
That's insane.
Insane. So anyways, they're cutting back and forth between this dramatic piano music that the daughter is playing and him on this Peloton just biking away, breaking a sweat, really going for it.
Ooh, it's like me with my alternating side lunges.
It's exactly like that.
Oh, it hurts.
Then we're back to the piano and he gets off the Peloton and like texts Carrie, but then he gets in the shower post Peloton and the phone gets water all over it, so it's broken. Oh no. And then he proceeds to have a heart attack, cutting back and forth with the piano music, of course. And this 8 minutes, I swear there were maybe 3 lines of dialogue throughout. It like Carrie's watching the show. She and Charlotte keep looking at each other like she can really play.
Yes, that's it. Look
and
at that,
then
guys.
She tries to get a cab and a cab won't stop her, so she just has to walk home. And at this time, he's like mid heart attack, fully having a heart attack. She comes in, sees him having a heart attack. He is like, blinks. The man's alive. Like, he's still with us.
Okay.
She screams. She's like, oh, Big! Runs over to him, cradles him in her arms, and like, drags him into the water for some reason. And the whole time you're like, bitch, if you don't call 911, this man is still with us. Call them. There's a chance he could make it. And he's just like, oh, cries and like pulls him into her bosom. And then the voiceover, and just like that, Big died.
Well, and just like that. Are you gonna die now?
I'm next up.
Oh, Jesus
First
Christ.
thing, now me. It just was so preposterous, and the memes about it are so hilarious. And like, they've now come out with a new Peloton ad that stars the actor who plays Big and I think the Peloton instructor who was like on the little viewfinder there for his last Peloton ride. And it was like, Peloton doesn't kill people. Cardio is really great for your heart, like blah, blah, blah.
I heard that like Peloton is like trying to sue or something. Is that a rumor?
I think that's got to be a rumor because if this commercial had come out so quickly after the episode came out, it seems like they were in cahoots. Like it seems like branded content. It seems like everyone's in this together and everyone's making money.
Okay.
And Peloton's on everyone's lips. So it just was the most. It was 8 minutes long. It was insane.
How long is it? Is it are they hour episodes?
Yeah, but it was like 44 minutes. So it's like 8 minutes of a 44-minute show is not nothing.
Yeah, that's like a fifth of the episode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just was wild. And I'm like, should I keep watching this? Should I go back? If I were to start Sex and the City, what season should I start with? Because clearly the first season was a no. There's got to be a way for me to enjoy this because people love it, but I never.
People love Sex and the City. Hey.
They do.
And I auditioned for And Just Like That.
I know, and I saw that character who was like having sex a lot all the time.
Oh, was he?
Yes, he was.
Could have been me, girls.
Could have been you.
Could have been me. Was he like actually played by a 17-year-old?
Yes.
I got that audition and I was like, I'm not gonna get this.
And he says stuff like, "Don't sex shame me."
Okay.
Could have been you. You could say that.
Don't sex shame me. See, I put a little different emphasis on it.
Yeah, you're having sex with a woman. So like you've got to work.
See, I would have gone method for that too. I would have like found a woman.
Wow.
Yeah, I would have found a woman.
You would have found a woman.
Yeah.
Okay. I hate that this is still being discussed, but hopefully it's the end of it. Jussie Smollett was found guilty for some reason. The Fox News, Tucker Carlson and his cronies think that the liberals are just like, we love Jussie Smollett, and it's like, well, no, if we faked it, like that's fucked up, and like he should.
Yeah, I don't see anyone like defending Jussie Smollett.
But they think that he's like our favorite person of all time, and it's like, yeah, I knee jerk wanted to defend him. He is a gay black man who said something bad happened to him. Like that's a believable story.
Of course, like at first we're all going to be like, oh my god, that's horrible,
right?
Exactly. And then more news comes out, and it's just like, oh no.
But
the thing is, like, they think that like everyone in entertainment like knows each other and is in cahoots together, and it's like, girl, I don't know anybody, okay? And we also don't like each other. People slap each other across the face. It's horrible. Meryl Streep doesn't even like Dustin Hoffman.
No one likes a surprise slap, is what we learned from that story. But Jussie, I'm assuming that there's so many holes in the story. I'm assuming it is actually a lie. I want to root for the gay black man in the story, but dude, if you really set that up, my God.
Oh, I know.
Ugh.
I know. I saw one I just saw a headline, and so I don't know what this article said. So it could just be like a sensationalist headline where it said like Jussie Smollett, one of his the people who he like paid to attack him. Yeah. They like at one point did drugs together and masturbated together.
All right. Well, let's move on.
And I was just like, this is hilarious, but if it wasn't so awful.
Let me see. Drake withdrew from the Grammys. Did you see that?
I saw that. Why?
I don't know. I think he might have been upset that he only got nominated in 2 categories, including Best Rap Album. Did not get nominated for Album of the Year, but I don't know.
Girl, your album didn't get great reviews. You should be happy that you got the nomination.
Whoa, hard truth from that
it's
seal.
a fact. I've never listened to the album, but like I know some Drake fans, and they're just like, this is his worst album.
Well, for artists we like more, Adele and Olivia Rodrigo they've got their fans up in arms about their tours, darling, because Olivia Rodrigo or the tour promoters, they did not know how big of an artist she had become over the pandemic, and her tickets went on sale on Friday, and like people were signed up for the pre-sale, then just got emails being like, it's sold out. Like already. And they're like trying to start petitions to get Olivia to like do arenas, and it's like, yeah, I guess you would assume she'd be able to do arenas, but seeing as it is her first tour, because this all happened during a pandemic, they didn't know how popular she had become, and so the people are pissed.
Well, good for you if you got a ticket.
Honestly, good for you.
Hey. Good for
reference. But someone asked her, "What do you have to say to your fans that are upset they didn't get a ticket for the tour?" Just like, let them know there are going to be more tours. Okay. And Adele's, obviously, the Coliseum got sold out very immediately, and I think tickets are being resold for that show on StubHub for $4,000.
Good for whoever is doing that, even though they suck.
And I think the highest price of the tickets that she was actually selling was around like $650, $700.
Okay.
Which, makes sense. But, they're in high demand. They're big artists these days. What else is going on? Megan Thee Stallion graduated from college.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was awesome.
What's her degree in? Do we know?
Well, I don't know, but whatever she wants it to be.
Okay.
Truly, I don't know. I love that the hashtag was Megan the Graduate. That made me laugh.
That's cute.
Texas Southern, she's graduating from. Everyone was very excited. So congratulations to her. And one last Olivia Rodrigo thing is she is coming back to High School, the musical season 3. So if you guys are fans out there, I feel like we hear about people who love that show. She'll be back.
I listened to those songs.
All of them.
Those what's his
Joshua Bassett.
I listened to those Joshua Bassett songs. They're good.
They're good, right?
They're really
It's like he's really going for it. So good for him.
Yeah.
Is there any other news that we need to talk about this week?
I don't think so. I'm so burnt out from this week.
Oh, okay. Well, let's give Matt Steele a quick little break, and we'll be back very soon with more 2Gay Matt's the podcast. All right, we're back.
All right, we are back.
Yes, Matt Steele, what are we doing?
We are doing Email My Heart, and I'm doing lots of research because I put all the questions you're going to answer in the podcast emails folder.
Oh, okay.
Got to go there. There's a whole
Perfect.
system. Okay, so we are on to Email My Heart. This is the section of the podcast where we answer any questions that you guys might have. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com,
Yes.
spelled TWO, or if you are watching this on youtube.com, you can comment below.
Yes.
And ask us a question there. So first of all, we told Mr. Maxwell that we would listen to his song.
And we did.
And
A vocalist.
a vocalist.
A singer.
Those riffs, Maxwell James on TikTok. I believe it was. And the song is lovely. Keep going, Maxwell.
Yes, you're doing everything right.
I was just like, those riffs.
I know.
He really
could
do it.
sing.
So anyway, congratulations, Maxwell.
Yes.
And so we are going to answer one question from Cole. Cole's subject line is Email My Heart/Adele's bonus tracks.
All right.
Hey guys, first of all, Matt Palmer, 12 Days of Christmas Season 2 is amazing.
Thank you.
Every reveal of a new love interest was more ridiculous than the next, and I was rolling. But I eventually got so invested, and there are so many twists. So good.
Yes.
And Matt Steele, I watched The Humans with Beanie Feldstein, and it was so intense and well done, so I had to tell you guys that. I've been meaning to try to see The Humans. I have not been able to catch The Humans yet, and I'm really excited for it.
Is it on a streamer or just in theaters?
I forget what it's on. It's on something. It was in theaters for like a hot minute, but around like November or October, I don't know. And so I need to catch it at some point. I feel like I'm so behind. There are so many movies coming out this year. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, I'm going to catch The Humans, I swear. My question is simply, have you gotten around to the bonus tracks of Adele's 30? Because I know you guys are huge fans of Can't Let Go, the bonus track from 25, one of her best songs. Absolutely.
Thrilling.
As am I. If you haven't, they're very easy to find and we'll love to know your thoughts. Cole, this is a lie. Those songs are not easy to find.
What a response to someone's email. Cole, this is a lie.
It's not a lie that they're great because the ones we were able to hear were great, but they're hard to find.
It's true. Wild Wild West, we found a YouTube rip
Yes.
of, and that is a song in which she names a lot of places in California. And we love that. I think it's nice. I like the little guitar background there. She sounds beautiful. It's, very catchy kind of, it moves. We like that. I had also heard the Easy on Me duet version with Chris Stapleton, I believe, and it was like he was duetting with her throughout the whole thing and not like, oh, I'm going to sing a verse, then, someone else will sing a verse. So I found it to be interesting, but I'll stick with the original.
Okay.
And I couldn't find the third one, which name even escapes me.
We couldn't find it, Cole.
Couldn't find it.
Cole, if you can send it to us.
That's the thing. Honestly, if you want to just email them to us, we won't tell. We will not call the RIAA.
But I listened to Wild Wild West once and I really liked it.
Oh, good.
I really liked it.
It is good.
Do you think it's good enough to like replace one of the songs on 30?
I mean, I think if it was a song, I'd pick Cry Your Heart Out to replace. But I feel like even though Cry Your Heart Out is not my fave, it maybe fits the vibe of the album better, or like it does something that the album needs that I don't know that Wild Wild West does. But I've only listened to Wild Wild West once. Would you replace it?
I think I would put Wild Wild West on the regular album.
All right.
Even though it doesn't like necessarily like completely fit sonically and everything, I think it would be a very interesting addition that the album doesn't have, like a groove that the album doesn't have.
All right.
On it now. So I would have been happy if it was on the album. And I think it's an interesting concept and everything.
For sure.
We're having a hard time in California.
Hey, Modesto,
San Bernardino.
San Diego. Everywhere.
It's hard out there. Not in LA. We're having a good time.
I think she mentions LA.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Well, we're doing fine in LA. Actually, no, we're kind of tired. But so the next email comes from Jaleesa. Jaleesa says, almost casts. Good morning, Matt. Long time no talk, but I definitely keep up with you guys on social media and, of course, the podcast. I love the new video format. Congratulations to both of you on the moves, and I wish you both well on the next stages of your lives.
Thank you.
I just finished listening to your most recent episode. I'm in Canada, so right as I wake up, your video is uploaded. And you guys discussed how Lakeith Stanfield was up for Rum Tum Tugger before it ultimately went to Jason Jason Derulo.
Yes.
I, for one, love hearing about these almost cast positions, though I imagine how awful it is for the auditionee to not receive the role. But Keith will be fine.
That is true.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Gabrielle Union and Taraji P. Henson, I believe, auditioning for Annalise Keating before it went to Viola Davis. Crazy, right?
Wow.
And Megan Good auditioning for Olivia Pope, which honestly I couldn't see. No shade. Kerry Washington bodied that role. I'm not sure if you guys heard about this, but Taylor Louderman was vocally upset about not landing the role of Glinda, taking it to social media about how she never stood a chance if she knew Ariana was in the running, but how excited she was to get to audition and get so close, etc. She said it's hard to not get too attached to the process, but you obviously start seeing yourself in the role the closer you get.
Wow.
So it's sad. This video does a good job at explaining the situation. There's a YouTube video.
Okay.
Matt Palmer, if you don't remember who Taylor is, she was the star of Mean Girls.
I remember.
Good girl.
I do.
As well as playing Wendy in NBC's Peter Pan, which you guys reacted to, and Matt Steele loved her in that. She was fucking incredible in that Peter Pan.
I have no memory of that.
Amazing. What she did with Wendy was fantastic. Okay. I can't believe Jaleesa remembered that. I loved her in our review. I personally think it was a smidge unprofessional to take it to social media, knowing who a majority of her fans are and how her fans are. This is what iMessage and Instagram close friends stories are for.
I actually completely agree with you, Jaleesa.
I say all this to say, what do you think of the situation? And are there any other almost casts that you thought are interesting or would have preferred? Happy holidays, best Jaleesa.
Hey, thank you. I mean, I get the impulse to express when you do not end up getting something that you feel like was so close and you felt like was rightfully yours, and then especially if it goes to someone who's already such a huge like mainstream celebrity like Ariana Grande. But I 100% agree with Jaleesa. Like, there are private ways that you can express this. Talk to your friends, talk to people around you, text your friends like this is such bullshit. But to publicly do anything when you're not even a part of the conversation, it's not like Lea Michele, poor thing. Anytime a musical gets cast, everyone's like, ooh, Leah's seething. And not poor thing, she kind of sucks, but whatever. But it's like, no one was saying that about Taylor Louderman. It's not like she had anything publicly to respond to. No one knew she was in the running, and she really offered up that information. And it's kind of like, we didn't need to know that. You would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But we didn't need to know.
Yeah, it's like, keep it cool, girl. Keep it cool. I mean, I understand like how she's feeling, because she's just like, because the sentiment of her post was just like, I'm upset because I really put a lot into this audition, and seeing who they cast, I realized I never stood a chance. Like, so I put all this work in. And that has to be very frustrating and everything, and disappointing and everything. You know, totally. I put so much work into my audition for And Just Like That. for Miranda's son.
Yes.
But I also knew at the time, like, I don't stand a chance. I am an old man auditioning for this child.
Hey, might as well try.
But still, I put on my big old Gen Z tie-dye oversized shirt, and
Good
I was like, hello. But yeah, I agree with you there. What are like are there any like stories of people who were like,
wasn't Taylor Swift announced as Eponine?
She was, yes.
That is so wild to me. Like, no, I think Samantha Bark is what should have happened the whole time, but the fact that it was so publicly known that it was going to be Taylor Swift, and I didn't even know what happened with that, and it just changed on a dime. I think about often.
Oh, I think about her as Eponine often, and I'm just like, how would that have worked? And I want to know who was the person who said no. Like,
someone had to have.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like Booble and Schomburg, like the writers or something like that, who were just like, no.
No. It's like, and I get it, you want a celebrity, but like, no.
Yeah.
It's like, we're already doing Russell Crowe, guys.
Yeah, and it's like, it's lame is the title sells itself, which is honestly why I was surprised they went for such big names for Wicked, because I'll say it again, I figured they were going to go with unknowns, because I figured they thought the name Wicked would sell itself and everything. But you know, I'm excited to see how this movie turns out and everything.
Mariah was almost in for Colored Girls.
Oh, that's right. Oh, she would have been fantastic.
And who was
in
it?
That role. It was Tandy Newton. Yeah.
I never actually saw the movie, but I remember it being announced that she was in it. But then she got pregnant with Rock and Roll around that time, and so she wasn't in that. But I would love to have seen Mariah in more acting moments, more acting roles.
Yeah, she would have been really great in that role. Tandy Newton was also great in that role. But I would love to see Mariah do more dramatic. I mean, her performance in Precious is So good.
It's true.
So good.
I haven't watched Precious in so long. I need to rewatch it.
We should watch it together.
We should. It's a great.
Yeah, we should do like a reaction to it.
Well, I don't know about that. It was. I mean, the thing is, like, it's affecting, but like, you walk out of Precious and you're like on cloud nine, and I'm like, I feel devastated
because I love seeing great performances. I love like how the stories of each of the characters. I think that ensemble of girls are so just. Great. Yeah. Oh. Life's hard. I guess. But life is also precious.
Sure. Yes. Yes, it is.
As they say out there. Another quick thing. We got some really, really wonderful emails. One from Brian, who sent us a really lovely email saying how much he just loves seeing our friendship.
Thank you so much, Brian. That made our day.
And we also got a wonderful email from Mel, we send you all our love and support. You don't know how much that email meant to us, and we are thinking of you and your situation, and we love you, love you, love you, and want only good things for you and your family. We are sending love. Yes. Everyone send their love to Mel. Yes. She's an iconic queen. True. We love her, and that email made me sob as I was watching people exercise. Right. It's one of those things where it's like, and not to like talk for a long time about something that like we're not really giving you the details on because it's not our business, but it's one of those things where it's like, we do this and it's so fun, and we just like, we're sitting down, we're talking for a while, and like people are, having their experience with it, but you don't think that it could have a positive impact on someone in a real way, or like on people. It's just crazy because it's like, we're not Joe Rogan, thank God, but we're not the largest podcasters in the world. We're not like the biggest YouTube channel in the world, but the fact that we bring people joy on even the smallest level, but especially on like life-altering big levels, is like, wait, what? Yeah. Us just like sitting here being gay little losers, like inspires. It's amazing. We are gay little losers. We are gay but little losers. And it feels so worth it because the hours that go into something like this, especially we've been doing this for 8 years now. Which is wild. Yeah, almost 9. It's crazy. And so the hours that go into just like editing the videos and like putting out the stuff. Yes. And so many times like stuff goes wrong. Computers are slow. Yes. Footage is damaged and we have to record things over again, and things get blocked and we have to dispute them. It's so frustrating. And just knowing that to someone out there, it's worth doing all this. It just makes it all worth that. It makes it makes me feel so wonderful. And it was really giving me moments. Hey, dare I say? Look at the holiday spirit that just came in here. Don't you feel it? I feel it. Well, Matt Steele. Yes. I have a question for you. Yes. What has been giving you moments, darling? Okay, so since I couldn't see movies during the weekdays because I was busy. Yes. And that's usually when I see movies. Yes. I crammed in 3 movies, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh my God. Yeah. So the movie I just saw today was a movie called Red Rocket, and it was by Sean Baker, whose films I love. I think I've seen an Instagram ad about this. Who's the lead? Simon Rex. Yes. Simon Rex is the lead of this movie, and he is phenomenal. Really? I love Simon Baker's movies, the things he does with just ordinary people. He gets them to give these great performances that are so entertaining, and they feel so genuine because they're real people. And the stories are so compelling. Is this Florida Project? Yes. Okay. Florida Project was my favorite movie of 2017. And so this movie is about Simon Rex's character. He is an ex-porn star, and he goes back to his hometown in Texas and sort of tries to he crashes with his wife, or ex-wife. They're still married, but and so he crashes with them, and he's sort of trying to build his life back up, but he's still just so self-involved and such a mess that he is continuously bringing people down with him and everything. It's a phenomenal story. And the fact I love it when sort of actors are sort of telling their own story. Not that Simon Rex is really like this in real life, but Simon Rex did porn before he, was in Scary Movie 3 and everything. And that's sort of, a thing that's sort of attached to him always. And the fact that he's doing this role just is so meaningful because you understand the context of his backstory as an actor. And dare I say, it's sort of the opposite of method acting. It's sort of you really are just sort of playing a story that you can really, you're not changing yourself totally. You can just be you. Not that he's totally like this character, because this character was a bit much. But he's phenomenal in it. Phenomenal. He's a little bit of a long shot for an Oscar nomination, but if he gets it, that would be really cool. Movie I saw yesterday, Aaron Sorkin's being the Ricardos.
Wow.
It's great.
Really?
And Nicole Kidman fucking nails it.
Wow.
It documents a week from like the Monday read through of the series I Love Lucy to the Friday filming of the episode and everything. And so many things are happening this week. It is first, she's accused of being a communist. Second, she finds out that there's a newspaper article that Desi is cheating on her, and just all the other dramatic. And then it's also the week where she and Desi decide to tell the execs that she's pregnant and everything and they want to put it on the show.
Wow.
And so a lot is happening this week. And so she's sort of trying to juggle all of that. And it's really, really great.
Wow.
Nicole Kidman really is fantastic in it.
Shit.
She really nails the seriousness that was Lucille Ball. She was known for being a very serious person behind the scenes, even though she was so funny and so goofy on screen. Really, really great. But
I knew it.
And y'all know what I'm going to talk about.
All do. Let's get to it.
Everything you are hearing about how good West Side Story is true.
Shit.
It's top tier Spielberg. Like
really?
It is. I remember when it was announced Steven Spielberg is making another West Side Story, I had the same reaction as other people. Just like, why? The original movie is so phenomenal and it won 10 Oscars and everything. Why remake it and everything? And then I realized, like, well, no, like these musicals are like the Hamlets. Like there are a million movie versions of Hamlet. Why shouldn't there be a million movie versions of West Side Story? And then the trailers came out and I was like, okay, no, we need this. This looks fantastic, and it lives up to how good those trailers are. It is so good. Who knew that Steven Spielberg knew how to direct a musical? Like, who knew that he knew how to film musical numbers so well? If it does not win the Oscar for cinematography, I will burn the city down. The cinematography is so good. The way it moves with the dancing, literally every single shot is stunning and glorious and tells such a story. They must have been filming for 5 years because I imagine every shot took 13 hours to set up. That is how complex every shot felt. The performances are so good. I don't even know what else to say about it other than just it lives up to what West Side Story is. I'm so thrilled to see a big budget, like another like big budget movie musical on the screen. How blessed we are.
This is a big year for a movie musical.
And I know we will never have a year like this again where 5 movie musicals come out.
Wow.
So I am lapping it all up. And the fact that it ends with this gigantic cherry on top in West Side Story, it's so fantastic. I want to see it again. I want to see it again in theaters like this week. I want to find time.
Do you think Best Picture is an option?
It is absolutely an option because it's definitely getting nominated. It's getting a buttload of nominations.
Okay.
But it stands a chance of winning. It stands a very good chance of winning because it's West Side Story. It's fantastic and technically amazing. So I imagine the tech guilds will love it. The actors branch will love it because they love musicals. The director's branch will love it because it's Steven Spielberg, and I see it doing really well in a preferential ballot voting system.
Okay,
because everyone is like, it's great. Like it's so good. It's so good. And it's just so wonderful that we have 2 amazing versions of this amazing musical, like on film. And they both stand on their own in such different ways. Like, even if there was one part of this new movie where I was like, and they do this in the original movie better, it's still fantastic in the new movie and vice versa. So the fact that we have both of these movies, what they do with Rita Moreno's character doesn't feel shoehorned in. It feels so genuine and wonderful. And she really makes the song Somewhere work, which I've always found to be a slight problem in the show. I was always kind of like, why is this song here? It works so well. I don't even know what to say. The Tonight scene, the fire escape scene / balcony scene, the way it is filmed is so good. It's so wonderful. I was smiling throughout the entire thing, except when I was like, crying. But it's It's so great.
Oh, I'm seeing it tomorrow night.
I know. It's your first time back in theaters?
It's my first time back in the theater, and I'm like, this is worth it.
Are you seeing it on IMAX?
I don't think so. I mean, come on. The regular ticket is $16.99.
I was really mad because I reserved, because I have like AMC stubs, of course, because hello, this is America. I'm getting my AMC stubs, or the A-list, whatever it's called. So I see the movies for free. And so I thought I was reserving an IMAX showing, and then I walked into the theater and I was like, this isn't IMAX, and I realized I was like, oh, I hit the wrong section. I'm not seeing it in IMAX, so I was disappointed. So I think this week I'm gonna like try to see it on IMAX.
It seems like you just gave yourself another reason to go see it again.
Oh my God, it's utterly fantastic.
Wow,
it's so good.
Okay.
I'm so excited because you've never seen West Side Story.
This is my first West Side Story experience coming up. I have never listened to the cast recording. I've never seen the film. I've never seen it performed on stage. So I'm excited to see what all the hubbub's about.
You know what it's the plot's about, right?
It's like Romeo and Juliet.
It's Romeo and Juliet.
But like New York.
Yeah. Okay, you got it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I have a couple of things, but mostly last week I was in the middle of watching Single on the Way on Netflix, and that's the movie that we were talking about. People said reminded them of us, which by the way, no. But I will say I finished it, and is it a perfect film? Absolutely not. Like sometimes the writing's a little clunky. Sometimes it's like, should the only black character who's gone home to this white family be spending half his time like doing manual labor? No.
Manual, what did they have him doing?
He's a task rabbit, but he likes to do things nice around the house, like put like lights on their roof and fix the wall. It's just like, okay, yes, there are problems.
Some men are masked.
They are. Some men are masked. But I must say, it is a joy. It is a nice watch. And we're allowed to have movies that are, just fine and not the perfect movie, but like a holiday film that makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. I would recommend Single All the Way in that way. Again, not a perfect film. There are problems.
Which do you prefer, Happiest Season or Single All the Way? Because I'm a Happiest Season stan.
I mean, I don't find anyone as unlikable as the main girl in Happiest Season, who is just putting Kristen Stewart through the ringer for no fucking reason.
It's hard out there.
I think Happiest Season is a better movie.
Okay.
But I feel like Single All the Way made me feel warm inside and didn't have anyone that I like violently hated. Okay. So I'd recommend that. I also wanted to say I apologize that last week my Giving You Moments was so angry. I just was upset about Vanderpump Rules. But what has solved that for me this week, the new Summer House trailer is out and it looks so fucking fantastic. There are going to be crossovers with Southern Charm now that Paige from Summer House is dating Craig from Southern Charm. It's what Vanderpump should have been, but honestly, I think the problem is they became too famous. Like they became too big of stars. But these Summer House people and Southern Charm people are still like B- lists. So they
know their place.
They know their place and they have less to lose. So they can be like complete horrible messes and still throw drinks at one another's chest like Sierra does to Danielle on their show. And there's no repercussions. Like there are no Instagram ads that they are running that would get pulled.
I love that. I love it when reality show people know what reality fans want.
Like this is the show. Like be a complete utter mess and be in relationships with each other and yell at each other and do the thing. Do the thing.
Yeah,
they're doing the thing. Can't wait for that to come back in a few weeks. And I also wanted to say I've never been a Real Housewives of Orange County person. I was watching those few seasons where Brooks faked cancer and those were great. I jumped in back in this season because a fan favorite, Heather Dubrow, is back, and also this woman, Kelly Dodd, who's the epitome of the devil, is gone. Okay. And so I'm rewatching it. Heather Dubrow is like, as a person, she's so condescending. She's so rude and like talks to all the other women like they're her children. Her husband is a plastic surgeon and like they're just like creepy together and like, but I must say, it's the best thing that happened to that show in a long time, bringing Heather Dubrow back. She brings she has the most disgusting, gaudy, like 22,000 square foot home, and she's giving everyone a tour. And like the issue with OC was there was just no, it was like they're living in places that looked like my apartment, which is like, this should be aspirational, and there was nothing to aspire. And Heather brings you something to us. She's like, do you want to touch a heated towel? Do you want to see my podcast room? Everything says HD. I'll never forget my name.
That's so funny.
It's just like she's horrible, and I love it. So thank you for coming back, Heather Dubrow, and thank you for making Housewives of Orange County watchable again. So I'm very much enjoying the first 2 episodes, and it's just crazy that she's been gone for all this time, and already every woman on the show like is cowering to her and trying to be her friend, and it's just like, how does she have all this power after being off the show for like 5-6 years?
People want to use her heated towels. I love the idea of a heated towel.
I mean, once you see it, you're like, I mean, I get it.
Oh, absolutely. I was at one of the Christmas parties and I was talking to a girl and my hands were cold because we were outside and she was like, oh, do you want my hand warmer? And I was expecting her to pull out like, those like plastic things that you would have to like smash and they would like warm your hands and everything. Yes. She pulled out like a mechanical one, like a battery operated one that looked like sort of like it was a little smaller than a cell phone and everything. And I was like, what is this? And I like held it in my hands and my hands were warm.
We got to get that.
I was like, ma'am, where did you get this?
Where did you get it?
She's got it online.
All right.
Yeah.
We've got to keep our eyes out.
Yeah, that's what I want for Christmas.
All right. So, is there anything else we need to tell the people before we say goodbye from the podcast?
I don't think so. Guys, see West Side Story. Matt Palmer, see West Side Story.
I literally am going to see it tomorrow.
I'm so excited you're going to the movie theater.
I'm scared.
This is the one to do it with.
I think it feels right.
We both picked good ones. Like I did it. My first movie back in the theater was In the Heights on IMAX. That's a great movie to see back in theaters. Yours is going to be West Side Story.
I'm excited about it.
Always begin with a musical and end with a musical.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching or listening, and we'll be back next week with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.